AskRe did by Ithaca 3406. If you suddenly had fuck you money, what would be the first thing you did? Call my boss. They've treated me well, so I'd give them the standard 2 weeks notice. Maybe more if they're having trouble finding replacements, but after a month I'd be gone out the door one way or another. Then I'd sling some money to my direct family and make it well known that I remember everyone I've ever been friends with and I'm not giving a cent to lying parasites. I'd get myself a nice place in Queensland, Australia. Somewhere on the beach outside of Brisbane. Never work another day in my life. Travel regularly. Upgrade my PC with all the latest and greatest parts. Get another cat so my current one won't be lonely while I'm out, and I like kitty cats. And slowly devolve into another rich weirdo. Retire my immediate family. That has two meanings. I'd order Domino's without optimizing the order to fit one of the deals. Changing it to pan? $1.50 more. Bastards. Disappear. Pay for a helicopter to come pick you up from work. Two guys in suits come out, ask you to come back for one last job. You say you were retired, and ask why can't John handle it. The suits just shake their heads and say it's worse than last time, and they already have John. You look back, wave your co-workers goodbye, and get on the chopper, never to be seen again. I'd retire my dad, 46M, immediately. After my mom left when I was 13. 25M now, he stepped up to be in the role of both parents to us 3 kids, and we struggle bust pretty hard for a few years until I was able to start working to help out, even though he said I never had to. I haven't seen my mom since I was 17. Both my younger sisters and I are eternally grateful for this man. He taught me everything I needed to know to grow up and be the man I'm now today. So, I'd return that favor. I'd buy him a house with a big ass garage and workspace so he could work on his classic cars and trucks all he wants. I'm in that mindset now. I'm working to not only have a successful life right now, but to take care of my own family and him. Tell your dad this internet stranger thinks he's awesome. Quit my job. It's not that it's a bad job, I actually do like it, but I don't have time for it. I would rather live my life and go on adventures. So many things to see and experience in this world and life. You know what I would do, man? 2 chicks at the same time, man. That's what I'd do. I'd buy the first 3 rows of a Ja Rule concert to keep them empty. 50 cent is that you lol. Quit my job. I'm at the point I may do it anyway, honestly. What's the point in having fuck you money if you can't say fuck you, Bobby Axelrod? Get a permanent personal chef, so that I can eat delicious food all the time, and in a relatively healthy way. This here is overlooked. Having some great chef that would also double as grocery shopper doing great food 3 or 4 days a week. Under 10 grand a month. I'd buy the company I work for, burn it down and collect the insurance money and build a public restroom in its place. Deleted. Buy a house with no direct neighbors in a quiet area. Silence. That's what I want. Better yet, buy the neighbors' houses and throw them out. Pick one to keep to live in and tear down the rest of houses and be in a cul-de-sac without neighbors. Buy a house in the mountains and start a farm. I just want peace. I've been stuck in fight or flight mode most of my life. I actually did this. My husband passed away. One day a couple of years after, I just mentally snapped. I literally auctioned all of my stuff and the house off. Just said screw it. Used the money to buy a rundown farm in the middle of nowhere Appalachians. Been here for a few years now and I've never been happier. No nosy neighbors to get in my business. No one here knew my husband. No one asking me questions or snide comments about my life. It's just so peaceful here. I'm amazed at how much time I spend outside just listening to my animals and nature. If you ever get the chance to, just do it and don't look back. I can't even explain how good it's been for my mental health. Call into work rich. Sorry, can't come into work today. I've come down with a really bad case of retirement. Create art without the pressure to sell it. I always thought it would be fun to buy my own television channel. Not just any channel, but a nice one that gets primetime viewers. Then, I would have all these various shows like couples buying houses, Victorian dramas, NASCAR, etc, and the majority of the show would proceed normally. Until zombies. There may be hints at various points of the show, but largely I want the show to really build up towards a resolution, naturally, and then, each show of every day, zombies just entirely derail the story progression and it's just a new show at that point. It would be kind of awesome to see a station play the long game where there is some thread that runs between shows that gradually becomes more apparent. Maybe a zombie shows up in a horror show at the start, no one thinks anything of it. Then, a couple weeks later, they are watching the news and there is a zombie in the background of the footage somewhere. The gradual zombification of a channel would be awesome. I want you to win the lottery now. I'd have to quit my job. I'm a dentist and I really like my job. I have a colleague whose co-resident won the lottery. Financial advisors and lawyers advised her to quit because of the risk of patients suing to get a piece of that money. So, yeah, I'd have to quit. So all these billionaires wanting to get their teeth fixed and the one dentist here quits his job. I'd look up that thread where a finance lawyer outlines exactly what I should do. There was a step-by-step guide for putting X amount in trusts, buying property, and how to set yourself up to not ruin yourself, as many have with lottery winnings. Step 1. Tell no one. Edit. Wow. So, this is the comment that blew up, huh? Lol. Thanks for updates and silver. Here's a link to the one I read, but it looks like a few different guides are linked in the comments. Hair and amp, UTM medium equals IOSAP and amp, UTM name equals IASKs and amp, UTM content equals 1 and amp, UTM term equals 1 and amp, context equals 3. Also, I fixed the bracket. Thanks for the generosity. As your attorney, I advise you to rent a very fast car with no top. And you'll need the cocaine. Tape recorder for special music. Acapulco shirts. Get the hell out of LA for at least 48 hours. It blows my weekend, cause naturally I'm going to have to go with you. And we're going to have to arm ourselves to the teeth. I'd pay all the debt that has been chasing me for about 10 years, finally be caught up, and then breathe. I would buy all the pieces of property along the nearby coast and hillsides that developers have been trying to build on for years, and make it all open space for the public and get some sort of clause that it can never be built on for hundreds of years of something. You want to establish a conservation land trust. I'll ask my cat what to do with it, she would know. Cat food. Tons of cat food. Get a degree, get a car, buy a house and finally get my much needed crooked teeth fixed. Then I'd save it. I'm seeing fix my teeth more than quit my job in this thread. It's so sad. Dental work is so fucking expensive and dental insurance is such a scam. Buy up some of the abandoned buildings in my town and convert it to affordable rentals. I wouldn't have enough to fix my country, but I could do some. I love this. Maybe make some of the unsalvageable ones public gardens or parks. I'd pay off my student loans and then with the last $20 bucks I'd buy a cheap dinner. Felt that in my soul. Not go visit the Titanic. I'd raise the Titanic and have it turned into a fully functioning cruise liner for billionaires. Then blow it up. Fix my teeth. Deleted. Buy a few acres in the woods, build a house and guest house with a studio. Let younger bands record cheaply, pay great engineers, mixers, and producers to help them live their dream. Build an outdoor cool 200 or so seater amphitheater on site and let them put on shows, film videos. Would be a dream come true for me. Bid years ago on an old Boy Scout camp to do it, but was well outbid. Still a one day for me, I hope. I would fuck you. Fuck me, money is on the dollar menu. Sit on the couch and try to find something good on Netflix. Hardly a great show, but I am currently enjoying Master of None. Good to enjoy, but okay to not pause if you need to pee. Pay fuck you taxes. Quit my job and become a full-time fishing guide. Go back to Haiti and try to make some positive changes in my town. Respect. Buy a home in a beautiful spot and fill it with ways to create art and music. Crazy that this is out of reach. Buy a WinRAR license. I bought a WinRAR license because I didn't know you could keep using it. The "you must pay me" message still shows up. Lay the fuck down and finally have the first stress-free sleep of my life since before starting kindergarten. Buy the Epstein client list and post it online. Conspiracy nuts will claim you did it to remove yourself, because you have fuck you money. Buy all the collection agencies in my area that buy debt for pennies on the dollar, and forgive it all. I would send a box of live spiders to the house of my rapist. You can do that for just a couple of bucks and some packing tape. Have at it. Take off my phone case. I would buy a new wheelchair and bed for my friend who got paralyzed some years ago, from shoulders down. She has this awful long-term pressure sore and is usually having to lie down, therefore not sat up in wheelchair going about her business. She needs fancy equipment to be able to take pressure off it but still be participating in life rather than laid in bed the whole time. Quit my job and tell them why I don't have to take their lack of respect anymore. Deleted. In order. Set up a college fund and a trust for my young niece and nephew, the latter being accessible to them on the condition that they graduate with a minimum of a bachelor's degree. Buy houses for my immediate family members only. Put in my 2 weeks and give every co-worker $10,000, they're all good people. Take a 6-month vacation through Europe, Asia, and South America. Buy a semi-secluded cottage or bungalow 45 minutes away from a major US city and get a golden retriever puppy and an older rescue. Write a book. Jerk off. Need that post-nut clarity. Rub one out to make sure it's real. Buy Taco Bell without quilt, and live out my odd dream of making a homeless man's night. A good quality quilt is a game changer, the bud. Deleted. Gotta admit, the idea of building affordable housing just to fuck with the landlords in my area is damned appealing. I'd buy my dad the best medical care money can buy. He's worked hard his whole life and the care he's getting now via Medicaid is pretty much worthless. He needs surgeries they won't pay for because of all the stupid qualifications on what they'll cover. He deserves so much better, and it kills me that he's yet another person being fucked by our healthcare system. Anything and everything quietly. Having FYOU money will distort real relationships. That can't be retrieved. There is a guy in the neighbor. Old grumpy man that for some reason hate dogs. Like I'm walking my dog on a leash on the other side of the street and scream stuff at me. He'll buy the unused land at the side of his house and make it a dog park for everyone. Buy a big fuck you house on a lot of fuck you land in the middle of fuck you nowhere. 2 chicks at the same time. He said fuck you money, not fuck your money. Deleted.